Good night to everyone. Buenas noches a toda mi gente.
Ilia, congratulations. I mean, listen, you were confident all along. You predicted you'd be here. You said you'd be champion. But now that you're sitting there with the belt, you did what you just did. What's the emotion like for you right now?
I feel amazing, man. I feel very thankful, and I just can't wait to leave this place and enjoy with the team and with my family.
I imagine. We won't keep you here too long. Competitive opening round, right? I mean, obviously you had a lot of respect for him. All three judges actually gave him the opening round. What did you think about the first 5 minutes and how he was as an opponent versus what you expected to see?
First of all, I don't need the judges. When I'm fighting, they can go and take their time to break and rest a little bit. But yes, man, the guy was really fast, very fast jabs. His movements, I don't know, with his kicks, he surprised me a little bit. It took me a little bit of time to study him, and I had to knock him out in the second round.
Yeah, it seemed you really gained confidence in the second round. Was it just figuring out his timing, his rhythm? Like, what changed that you gained that confidence? And did you know that right hand would be there to finish the fight?
I was just waiting to find my timing, you know. He I don't know how to say, me conectó algunos golpes. He catch me with a couple of punches. And he was like celebrating, like, ha ha ha. And I was like, now it's my turn. Wait for that. And the game plan since the first moment was to do a long combinations, not just a 1-2 punches, not like combinations of 3, 4, 5 punches, because it's more difficult to read long combinations than just combination with 2 punches. So, yeah, we did a great job. I become a world champion. I'm very happy and very thankful with God to give me all these moments to be able to live it, and I was able to enjoy it too during the whole week. So, very happy.
He's really, really interested in a rematch, whether it's next or not. Maybe you fight somebody else first, but given how great he was as a champion, do you believe he deserves a rematch with you at some point?
So he's such a good person, you know, and to be honest, at this point I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give him the rematch because he's a good person, but at the same time, it's time to move on. It's time to clean up a little bit the division, you know. It's time for the new generation to have new challenges, new faces, and I think I will be looking for that. But to be honest, my job it's to fight. Whoever they're gonna tell me I have to face and fight next, I will be there. So that's it.
Last thing for me, undefeated champion. What's your goal as champion? You know, some people want to be champs, 2 divisions. Some want to, you know, have the most title defenses in UFC history. Like, what's your goal as UFC champion?
I don't know. Right now, I don't know. My goal since the beginning was to become a UFC world champion. Now I have to go back home. I have to meditate, to visualize what are going to be the next steps that I'm going to take. But for sure, I'm going to make some big steps. So, yeah.
Ilia, right here. You just mentioned, you know, you'll fight whoever, you're the champion now. Does that mean you've kind of changed your tune on Max Holloway and Yair Rodriguez and Brian Ortega?
Max Holloway, no, all of them, they didn't make any sense for me right now. As I said, I need new challengers, new ones. So there are some upcoming fights. We'll see how they're gonna play out, and you're gonna see El Matador for a while. So.
You mentioned all these people who have had their title shots already. The one person in that top 5 who hasn't is Movsar Evloev, and you guys have some history. You're supposed to fight, I think, here in Anaheim at one point. Is that a fight you want to revisit, undefeated versus undefeated?
Look, Movsar is a good fight for me. I would love to fight him, but the guy has 8 fights in the UFC, 8 decisions, 0 submissions, 0 knockouts. From 8 decisions, 4 split decisions, man, come on. He needs to finish someone. Maybe they can find someone for him in his hometown. I don't know. Maybe he can fight with his dad or something like that and finish him. I don't know. But he needs to finish someone, you know? Because, like the record he has right now, yeah, it seems nice. He's undefeated. But, man, the guy didn't finish anyone. So he needs to do something.
And just last thing on a rematch with Alex, I think a lot of people, given his work, think that's would be deserved, but he just was knocked out twice in 4 months. Do you think it would be a bad idea for him to rush back?
At this point, I think that's the fight in the division, which makes more sense than any fight, you know. So we'll see. I don't know. I have to sit down with my management team, with the UFC, and we'll see what's the future is holding for me.
Ilia over here. It wasn't just a big night for Spain, but also a big night for Georgia. You and Murad picked up big wins today, so how does that feel for you in the Georgian community?
Feels amazing. Let me send a small message for all my Georgian fans. ჩემს პატარა საქართველოს მინდა დიდი მადლობა გადაუხადო მხარდაჭერისთვის ყოველთვის ჩემს გვერდით რომ გახართ მიყვარხართ ყველანი გულში და ერთი სული მაქვს რომ ჩამოვიდე და გნახოთ ყველანი და ერთად ვიზეიმოთ ეს გამარჯვება. Sí, la verdad que it means a lot to me. It means a lot to me, and I'm a lucky man to be able to represent such a great countries like Spain and Georgia.
Awesome, and I know you just did what you just did to Volkanovski out there, but in a potential rematch, is there something you would approach differently, or is it going out with that same attitude and just game plan for that one too?
I don't know if the UFC offers me to bring the UFC to Spain and do the rematch with Volkanovski, I'm in. Let's go. Let's do it. No fucking problem.
Algunas en español rapidito. Cuando hablamos la semana pasada me mencionaste la importancia de la meditación. Para ti, ¿qué tan crucial fue la meditación esta semana antes de la pelea más grande de tu vida?
Just for everybody, this week, throughout the week, actually mentioned the importance of meditation. So how important was meditation for you throughout this week before this fight?
El que no sabe hacia qué puerto navega, ningún viento es favorable, por lo que cada ser humano tendría que saber cuáles son sus objetivos, y para saber cuáles son tus objetivos necesitas meditar y verlo con claridad, necesitas visualizarlo. Entonces es un ejercicio que yo lo hago siempre.
When you don't know what port you're sailing to, you're lost, and you don't know where to go. And anyway, we'll do it. So it's very important for every human being to understand where they're going and to step a little bit and visualize and mentalize. So for me, this is what I did in meditation.
Y de nuevo estuvo aquí antes y mencionó que el Bernabéu sí es una posibilidad. Entonces, para ti, ¿cómo se oye sentir que ya estábamos cerquita para ver?
¿Ya lo dijo?
So Dana White mentioned when he was here that when asked about the Santiago Bernabéu, that would be a possibility. How do you feel about that?
Bueno, tendremos que tomar un par de copas de whisky con él y convencerlo entonces.
So we have to have a couple of glasses of wine with him and convince him about it.
Y si te dan la pelea en el Bernabéu, ¿qué otras arenas o estadios quieres pelear en?
If they don't, you said si le dan o
Si le dan el Bernabéu.
If you don't, if you get the fight at Bernabéu, what other arenas would you like to fight in?
El Bernabéu, yo me quedo con el Bernabéu.
¿Qué otras mencionó?
Después del Bernabéu.
Escucha, pudiendo pelear en el Bernabéu ya no hay otra, siempre Bernabéu.
Listen, if I can actually fight on the Bernabéu, I mean, there's no other. This would be great.
¿Y finalmente cuál es el mensaje de todos los fanáticos hispanos que vieron tu pelea hoy?
And a message for all,
El
all the
mensaje
fans.
siempre de agradecimiento que le agradezco a todo el mundo por el apoyo constante que me dan y que quiero servirle de ejemplo, de motivación y de inspiración a todos los jóvenes que me han mirado, que da igual de dónde vengas, si sabes hacia dónde vas, es mucho más importante lo que tenemos enfrente que lo que dejamos atrás. Solo uno tiene que confiar en sí mismo, confiar en Dios, tener fe, y todo es posible en esta vida. Todos tenemos un propósito, solamente hay que confiar y creer y trabajar por ello.
Of gratitude, and thank you for the motivation and inspiration that you've gone for me. So it's a message for all of you. It doesn't matter where you're from. It really matters where you're going, and it doesn't matter what you've been through in your life. All of us have a purpose, and you have to believe in yourself and keep going, doing the work.
Gracias, Ilia.
A ti.
Hey, Ilia, I just have one question. You mentioned having wine with Dana. Would that be Georgian wine or Spanish wine?
Both of them. Both of them. For sure, we're going to have time to taste both of them.
Thank you.
Ilia, speaking with some of the Spanish media, they mentioned that you've actually had some difficulty obtaining legal paperwork for citizenship in Spain. I'm curious how bringing a UFC belt and potentially an event that generates millions of dollars.
I don't know who told you that, but I didn't have any difficulties with that.
Okay, I must have misunderstood. No worries.
Ilia, por aquí. Bueno, lo primero, felicidades por esa espectacular victoria. Dana White le he preguntado y ha dicho que definitivamente van a venir a España, van a acudir hasta España. Si de ti dependiera, ¿qué fecha te gustaría a ti? ¿Qué fecha manejarías para hacer una defensa del cinturón en España?
First of all, congratulations on the win. Obviously, it was mentioned that the UFC will go to Spain. Depending on you, what would be the date for a card in Spain?
Hombre, acabo de salir de una pelea, déjame descansar un poquito. No tengo ni idea cuándo quiero volver a pelear. Lo único que quiero ahora mismo es tomarme un par de tragos, disfrutar con mi familia, con mis amigos. Y lo último que quiero es pensar en la pelea.
Dude, I just finished a fight. I have no idea where I'm going to fight again. All I want is have some drinks with people, enjoy with my family, and then I'll have some time to think about the next fight.
Quería también, Ilia, preguntarte acerca del combate en el primer asalto. Hemos visto en Volkanovski siguiendo bastante la estrategia de la movilidad, de tomar la distancia. ¿Cuál era tu game plan realmente? Habías dicho que querías noquearlo en el primer asalto. ¿Esa era la intención o sí que querías ir poco a poco ordenando tu striking para acabar noqueando?
Quería...
I just wanted to talk about your strategy in the first round. We saw some distance management. We saw you kind of doing things little by little. Was that the game plan? What was the real game plan for you to actually...
Vámonos. La verdad que yo como querer así presionarlo para noquearlo en el primer asalto no era algo que estaba en mi mente. Yo solamente pensaba y creía que lo podía hacer en el primer asalto. Y la verdad que nunca me gusta ponerme esa presión extra, ¿no? Pero cuando me preguntan, yo digo la verdad que es lo que pienso y lo que siento, ¿no?
Actually wanting to go after him and pressure him the first round, that wasn't my intention. I just said, listen, I would like to be able to, that's what I want to do. Everybody, when they ask me the question, I say, this is what I want to do. That's my desire, but that's not exactly what I'm going to do.
Ilia, ¿crees que esta victoria tan dominante, tan noqueadora contra Volkanovski, que no haya perdido en toda su historia en la división, ¿no? del peso pluma de UFC, te convierte directamente ya en una superestrella?
Do you think that such a dominant win against the Volkanovski that has never lost like that in the division, does that make you automatically into a superstar?
No lo sé, la verdad. No sé si me convierte en una superestrella o no. Yo para mí siempre he sido una superestrella desde el día 1. Siempre he creído en mí, siempre he tenido las mayores expectativas sobre mí, así que para los demás lo que soy o lo que dejo de ser no es algo que me importa. A mí lo que me importa es la opinión propia y la de mi familia y seres cercanos, ¿no?
I don't know if that makes me into a superstar or not, but I can tell you I've always thought of myself as a superstar since day number one. I've always believed in myself and the opinions of others. It doesn't matter on this. It matters what I believe in myself and the opinions of my family and those who are close to me.
Y para terminar, las redes sociales están que echan fuego ahora mismo, Ilia. Me están llegando muchísimos mensajes desde España y hay mucha gente preguntándome lo mismo. ¿Qué celebración va a haber? ¿Qué tenéis pensado hacer? No sé si iréis a Madrid, iréis a Alicante. Cuéntanos un poco.
And one final question. The social media is on fire. Everybody's asking, what's the celebration going to be like? You're going to Madrid, you're going to Alicante. Where are you going?
Pues ahora mismo de aquí nos iremos a Beverly Hills y me pienso poner a tope con mi papá, con el Papa Giorgio, con Agustinho, con Jorge, con todos. Me pienso poner a tope. Así que déjenme ir, por favor.
I'm good. Right now, we're actually going
¡Vámonos!
We're going to Beverly Hills, and everybody's going to get drunk.
Saca
My
eso
father,
que tienes
everybody.
escondido.
We're gonna get drunk. We're gonna turn up.
Ilia, por aquí.
Gracias.
Ilia.
Es que tengo mis anuncios entre medio.
Ahí está.
Perdón.
Ilia, hablando precisamente de ellos, ¿cuán importante tú crees que es, no solo para ti ya de la grandeza como campeón, sino un gimnasio en España, en Alicante, de dos argentinos, los hermanos Climent, hacer a un campeón del mundo del UFC ante una leyenda? ¿Cuán importante tú crees que es eso en este momento?
And how important, actually listening to all of them, how important it is to be, having these people behind you, a gym, two Argentine brothers from Alicante, and being with them throughout this journey.
Pues otra prueba más y otro ejemplo más para los jóvenes que creen que necesitan un gimnasio de la hostia y unos sacos y unas instalaciones. Mira, nosotros somos el claro ejemplo de que si tú tienes una visión, da igual las condiciones que tengas, puedes convertir y hacer tu sueño realidad, ¿sabes? Que nosotros hemos creído en nosotros mismos, hemos trabajado súper duro con lo que hemos tenido, hemos remado, no nos han regalado nada y aquí hemos llegado, hasta aquí. Aquí tenemos en la mesa un trocito de oro.
This is another example what I said. You know, it doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter what happens. It doesn't matter when you actually would say for the youth out there, you need to have a badass gym with the best equipment ever. No, we're the proof that we did our work. We really struggled. We put in the work to get where we are, and look at where we are right now. We have a belt.
Y una más, hace poco acabas de ganar a ser de campeón del mundo del UFC. ¿Tú entiendes lo que tú has logrado, lo que significa ser campeón mundial del UFC, que tan pocos lo logran y tantos lo intentan? ¿Tú entiendes lo que es eso, Ilia?
And a final question. You have just become a UFC champion. I understand this, but do you understand what it means now?
No tengo ni idea, ¿me lo explicas?
Es ser el mejor en tu división y ganarle a una leyenda, ¿no?
Bueno, vámonos, ahí estamos. Entonces.
Ahí está.
I have no idea.
Vámonos.
I have no idea. Can you explain it to me? Listen, it's winning a championship belt against a legend.
Que estoy consciente, he trabajado durísimo por este momento, es lo que te digo, pero el propósito mío en esta vida es muy grande. Yo tengo un mensaje muy grande para darle a toda la nueva generación y en eso voy a poner las manos, ¿no?
I've put in a lot of hard work, and I do have a lot of work ahead of me for the new generations. That's what I want. I have a good, big purpose in my life, and that's what I'm going to put my effort on.
Ilia. Ilia, over here. You've been calling out Conor McGregor. Dana White said very unlikely Conor fights at 145 if he even fights again.
And who said that I want to fight him at 145?
Where do you want to fight him?
Without any weight limit. There is no weight if I fight him. He can choose it. Ooh. I gave him that option. If he feels that he's ready for this level of competition, he can choose the weight.
Thank you. And also...
I choose the place.
Also, after you swiped the belt from old man Volkanovski Thursday at the press conference, how does it feel to know that's actually yours?
It feels amazing, man. It feels great. I can't even explain it. You have to live it.
Felicidades. Gracias.
Muchísimas gracias, te lo agradezco.
Ilia, has pedido a Conor McGregor después de proclamarte campeón. ¿Por qué quieres enfrentarte a él?
And follow up on Conor McGregor, you have asked for Conor McGregor after being a champion. Why Conor McGregor?
Porque como que Conor representa el último capítulo de las MMAs, ¿no? Entonces para cerrar ya el capítulo y dejarlo en el olvido, es la pelea que yo veo en mi mente, ¿no?
Because Conor represents the last chapter in MMA, so in order to actually go through that last chapter and leave him behind and forgotten, that's it. That's where I need to go.
Genial, pues muchas gracias y muchas felicidades.
Muchísimas gracias. Muchísimas gracias. Thank you very much to everyone.